Morning. This is Pastor Joseph Saunders at Cressy Road Church in Gorham, Maine, and it's Wednesday morning at 7:30. So just wanted to touch base with you all again this morning and say how much it is a pleasure to share some thoughts with you each Wednesday morning at this time, and also to prepare our hearts for a time of prayer. And I do pray that you are praying, that you are seeking God's will in your life, for your family, for our country, and for our world. We have seen some more events happening this last few weeks, weeks of violence and weeks of protest and weeks of verdicts in court cases. And I pray we have seen a settling down too, as well, after this verdict yesterday in the case of George Floyd. And our prayers are with his family and with the family of the police officers involved and with all who were involved in this situation. Our prayers are for our nation, that we will truly find the Jesus way of loving one another through these days, and that amazing things can happen and our country can be made whole again, we pray. So please keep your prayers lifting up to the Lord. Let your hearts be open to whatever God is sharing with you today and in the days to come. The Lord is with us. We have no doubt about that. But as we begin to see the world start to open up again in many ways, and at the same time, we're seeing the number of COVID cases across the world uh, rising up again, we have to be just in such prayer and in such faithfulness to love one another, to not point fingers and to blame, but to just trust in the Lord. Trusting in the Lord. You know, as a pastor right now, we're looking at our church going back to in-person worship soon. I know many other churches have already. It wasn't the right time for our church, but that time is coming soon, and we pray that that will be in just a couple weeks. And as we are planning and trying to do things safely and get the wheels turning again in a new way. They've never stopped turning. Worship has always continued, just online and in small groups. But now we're trying to build momentum and get things going forward again in a better, more effective, and we pray powerful way. And the image that came to my mind yesterday that I shared with some friends last night was of a father trying to at the back of the car, pushing the car out of the snowbank, and standing beside him is his small child, 3 or 4 years old, both hands on the back of that bumper, trying to push, helping daddy as much as possible, gonna get that car out of there. And when the car finally moves, the child is so pleased because they know that they did it. They did it. They got that car moving again. And that's how I feel about how I am, and maybe and we as humans in this world are when we put our hands against something or and our hearts into an effort, and we're really pushing and we're really doing our best to get something moving and to go and to really we pray pleasing God, and once it's actually moving and progressing, we realize that it wasn't our poor strength that did that, but the fact that we were standing next to the Father who was actually doing all the actual power work in it. And that reminded me of this verse from 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7 that says, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid." Oh, the Lord wants our hands right beside God's, pushing and working and serving the Lord together. He said, "The Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." And then in Philippians 4, chapter 4, verse 13 says, "I can do all things through him who gives me strength." It's never our strength. It's always God's strength. We can learn to be happy in all circumstances, Philippians 4 says just before that, because I have learned the secret of how to be happy, whether I have plenty or whether I have nothing, whether my life is going smoothly or whether my life is going through what feels like the rapids and I'm being rolled under the water and crashing against the rocks. What is the secret of being right and having peace throughout all of those things? Knowing that we can do all things through God who strengthens us. It's not our strength. It's not the strength of the child that's pushing hard to try to get things going or right or straightened out. We need to close our eyes and remember that our hands are beside the hands of the Father, of our God. And if anything is going to happen, it will be because of His strength and not because of ours. Our role is to trust God and to keep pushing, for we can do all things through Him who strengthens us. So God bless you, my friends. May this be a day where you find the joy of the Lord in both the peaceful times and in the times of testing, and realize that all things, everything that's going to happen today, is in the hands of God, and so are we. God bless you, my friends. I pray that you will have a very blessed week and that you will seek the Lord in all these ways. God bless you.